Good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the home weather office. It is Tuesday morning. It's now the 24th day of September 2024. Yes, I am back from vacation 2 weeks. Yeah, I was thinking about doing some reports from abroad, but being 9 hours ahead was kind of made it a little tricky. But either way, I'm back and we have weather to talk about for this week, not only around here, but I'm also going to give you an update on the latest tropical storm that formed just this morning, Tropical Storm Helene, because that is going to be a big weather story over the next couple of days as it is going to be impacting the Gulf Coast. More on that here in just a second. But what I usually do with these morning briefings is I show you what I look at for my own weather knowledge first thing in the morning. And since I've been gone for a couple of weeks, the first thing I looked at this morning was, well, what's happened since I've been gone? So with that, I take a look at this. So this is the last couple of weeks around the Sacramento area, and these are the high and low temperatures. And as I left, we were just getting out of some heat, and then we had some cooler days. This line here represents the average daytime high. This red line up here represents record highs, and these blue bars indicate what we actually did see. So some much cooler weather that I missed with daytime highs in the mid 70s back here around the 16th. But ever since then, we've been seeing temperatures tick up. And yesterday, downtown Sacramento topped out at 98 degrees. And then today, we may go up just that little bit more, up to around 100, 102, something like that. And if we do, that would make it the 45th day this year the temperatures in Sacramento downtown have topped 100 degrees. Right now, we have tied the record from a couple of years ago with 44 days over 100. And these temperatures over 100 degrees, more than 40 of them, that's about twice the average. So this is a lot. And I can also show you just the numerical here. And as you can see over the last couple of days, the highs 89, 91, 89, 93, 98. And so then we'll see what we do today. But not only do I like to look at this month, but I've shown you this before. Let's take a look at the calendar year to get maybe a better perspective on where we are and where we are heading. Here's the big heat we had back in July. These temperatures over 110. And then in August, while we had heat, it wasn't as hot, temperatures over 100, but didn't reach the 110s. This is the heat we had in early September, and then this is our current spike. But if you look at just this trend line here, if you drew a line from this peak to this peak, you could see that that almost follows the trend of not only the average, but also the record highs. Again, these are record highs. And look at how as we go through the month of October, right now the record highs stay just about put, and they stay in about the same range through the first 7 or 8 days of October. And then noticeably after that, record highs drop off dramatically as we go through the last 3 weeks of October. So if we do hit 100 degrees today, it's likely going to be the last time, I know I've said this before, the last time that we're going to do that this year because we do have big changes coming. So one of the reasons we are seeing the hotter weather today is we have this ridge overhead, and we've also had a bit of offshore flow, but during the night tonight and during the day tomorrow, that will be replaced by onshore flow as this trough kicks in, helping to bring in cooler temperatures aloft as well as maybe kick up more of a delta breeze. That will knock down temperatures tomorrow rather dramatically. However, that trough lifts out, and while this isn't a big ridge, this pattern for the end of the month, this is the 27th, so this is Friday. This pattern will allow temperatures to get back into the 90s. We'll see what this low does. It should bring in some cooling as we head into the weekend. But this pattern, while it does look warm, does not look overly hot. And while we have this low spinning around off the coast, none of the models recently have been showing anything in the way of rain. But we'll have to see if we get any moisture entrained with this, which can often happen at this time of year. But this is getting into next week. This is the first day of October. We'll see what happens with that sort of flow. Now, I also wanted to touch base on what's going on with the tropics. So this is the latest from the National Hurricane Center. Now, the storm down here, just off the coast of Yucatan, became a tropical storm this morning, the Tropical Storm Helene, and it is currently having sustained winds of 45 miles an hour, moving to the northwest, so moving in this direction at 12 miles an hour. Should become a hurricane by early tomorrow morning, and then As you can see, the designation goes from an H to an M, so that means this is a Category 2, probably going to a Category 3, and then perhaps making landfall here, perhaps somewhere around Pensacola or to the east of Pensacola as a major hurricane on Thursday evening, and then dissipating as a tropical storm very rapidly Friday and Saturday by bringing drenching rains to areas like Georgia and then on up toward Kentucky. This will make a lot of news this week. The hurricane season so far has been relatively quiet. There has been less activity than average so far this year, but as usual, as we talk about when we get the hurricane season forecasts, it doesn't matter how many we get. It depends on how big they are and if they make landfall. So that's the possibility this week that we could have a major hurricane, Category 3 or higher, perhaps making landfall in the Florida Panhandle on Thursday evening. So I'll keep you updated on that over the next couple of days. But in the meantime today, a comfortable morning, yes, but we are going to be hot this afternoon with temperatures at or above 100. But the next few days from here will begin to cool off. No sign of any rain just yet, but now that we're in late September, that can't be too far away. So that's everything I've got for you this morning. Again, on this Tuesday morning. Make it a great day. I'll talk with you later.